Before I begin, I just want to mention real quick that I did do a Costco grocery haul, but it's on Instagram, not YouTube. So if you have a Costco membership, you will definitely want to go check that out. So I like to walk my clients through Sprouts and show which foods to get. So not everything at these natural grocery stores are good, so it's just helpful to point it all out and you won't have to be guessing or assume what is good or not. But I have to share real quick, when I first took the plunge many years ago and I stopped shopping at all the other grocery stores, it was a little hard because I had no idea what to get. The foods at Sprouts are much different than Walmart or Albertsons. It's a whole new world. So we were literally walking through every aisle, and my husband finally told me, "So are you going to start putting stuff in the basket?" And I said, "I don't know what to get." So we landed up just buying organic produce that day, and that was it. But I guess that was a good start. So I just remember that day and I look back and I laugh, but that is what led me to want to walk through the store with my clients so they don't have that same experience. And not all of my clients are able to meet me in person at the store, so I figured I can just walk through and record it real quick. So without further ado, let's walk through Sprouts. So first up, we have an awesome replacement for gluten tortillas, those wheat flour tortillas. They're toxic and inflammatory. You just want to stop eating those tortillas. The main ingredients in this brand, the main flour would just be coconut flour and cassava flour. It's all about the ingredients, you guys. The large coconut flour tortillas are great for whatever. The little ones are great, obviously, for tacos, as they're street taco tortillas, but also my kids use them as buns for a burger, so the size of tortilla fits perfectly around your patty, like for on top and on bottom. Usually we do lettuce wrapped burgers, but we do like to use these as well. These flax muffins are pretty clean, good ingredients. Of course, you don't want to eat too many of them because it has cane sugar. This Sprouts has a horrible selection for frozen veggies, so hopefully your Sprouts is better, but just load up, get a ton of different variety, throw in some riced cauliflower and riced broccoli. I'll show you how to use that later. As far as blueberries go, if it's your regular standard blueberry, you want it organic, absolutely organic. If it's wild blueberries, you do not need them to be organic, but blueberries are a superfood and super healing for your gut microbiome. Here are more tortilla alternatives. These ones are the Mikey's brand and just made with cassava flour. As far as coconut water goes, these ones are great options. Or the C2O brand. It's not the best. The absolute best is going to be the Harmless Harvest coconut water, but these ones are okay as well. As far as seeds, you're going to always want them organic and sprouted. So when you have sprouted seeds, it's just easier to digest and break down, and the nutrients are more bioavailable. So always look out for organic and sprouted seeds. So the Go Raw brand is probably the cleanest bar. Like most of the bars, you guys, are junk. And this one is clean and good for the most part, except for this one, and it's the light blue one, and here's why. Because this one is the only one that has agave nectar in it. Agave is almost all fructose, and fructose must be digested by the liver, and consumption of high fructose substances can result in adverse health effects. And the more fructose you eat, the better your body gets at transporting fructose, so you get better and better at making more and more fat. So it is just something you want to avoid, especially if you're working on healing and repairing your liver. But once in a while, it will probably be okay, but absolutely not if you're working on repairing your liver. So if you are a soda drinker, please stop. It is not worth it for so many reasons, and I can't get into details, but just try to swap them out with Zevias. Zevias are a great option. You don't want to drink them every day, but it's just a good alternative to ease you out of that soda addiction into where you could eventually stop, because all the carbonation is bad on your stomach acid as well. But these Zevias, like I said, great option. So Sasha Inchi seeds are such a good snack, you guys. Sasha Inchi is actually a tree that produces fruit, and the fruit is the shape of a star. It's beautiful. And within the fruit, that's where you get the seed. So it dries up, and that's when you get the seed out of the fruit. But there are tons of benefits. It's high in omega-3, and it helps with weight loss and cardiovascular health. It even reduces cholesterol and increases your good cholesterol. It helps with your skin and your hair, helps bring down inflammation. It even helps improve levels of GABA, which is just really great for your mental health, because GABA is needed for lowering stress and anxiety and preventing your neurons from getting overexcited. It's just a great source of protein. It reduces oxidative stress. Tons of benefits, you guys, and it's a yummy quick snack. And they have other flavors, but I would just stick with the lightly salted, because all the ingredients are the seeds and the salt. And as I always try to encourage you guys, the less ingredients, the better. As far as coffee goes, Bulletproof is my recommendation. King Coffee is another one. You guys want clean, organic coffee. There are no regulations to produce the coffee, so it's full of mycotoxins and heavy metals and other contaminants, and it's literally going straight through your liver and just bringing in all these unnecessary toxins, and it's doing more damage than good. So if Bulletproof or King Coffee is too expensive for you, then the bare minimum is at least get organic coffee. Here we have a great replacement if you still eat Oreos or give your kids Oreos. Please, 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 I'm begging you to stop. They're literally that toxic and horrible, filled with addictive ingredients. So this is just a better option that you can give instead. The Hue brand is probably my favorite brand of cookies. Super clean. They have the snickerdoodle and then the chocolate chips. Stay away from peanut butter. You don't need peanut butter. But again, when you just look at the ingredients, just clean, beneficial ingredients that will do your body good and not harm. And they are super yummy. I have a favorite recipe to make homemade chocolate chip cookies that I like more than all of these. But when you're in a hurry and just want to grab some cookies, this is a good option. The Siete brand also has a clean cookie. If you don't like the Hue ones, you can just try these out and see which ones you like more. I will also get this brand for my family. I don't do almonds, but I let them do almonds once in a while. And this is, again, just clean ingredients. Compare ingredients to your normal foods to what I'm showing you, and you will see that the food that you eat has a million ingredients, and almost all of them are unnecessary. You really want to get into the habit of drinking at least 1 to 2 cups of tea a day. And the store brand that I recommend is Traditional Medicinals, because their tea bags aren't bleached and filled with other contaminants and toxins. So you just want it clean. And you don't want roasted dandelion root. So don't get that one, but get the just regular dandelion leaf and root version. And then Rishi Mushroom Tea is another tea. So Rishi and dandelion are 2 powerhouse teas that you can start off with and getting into this habit, and then just explore all the others. As far as crackers, the Hue brand, again, is just a good one. There's many different crackers you could try. You're bound to find one you like. And here's the chocolate in the Hue. I already talked about chocolate and its benefits and how it's a superfood on Instagram if you want to go back and see that. But again, it's all about ingredients, just cacao, coconut sugar, and cocoa butter, all organic. They also have bars, and it's always best to keep it simple, and the less ingredients, the better. So you just want to look in the back and read those ingredients, and because you know what your body can and cannot have. And if you don't know what your body can and cannot have, then I would love to help you narrow that down. As far as snacks, these uncured or grass-fed beef sticks are a great one. So the Epic brand is good if you ever just need something on the go in a quick hurry just to throw in your bag. As far as tuna goes, Safe Catch is the only brand that I recommend because they test every can for mercury. So it is the lowest level of mercury, and we want to lower our exposure and keep our toxic level down in our toxicity bucket. So great brand, stick with Safe Catch. As far as mayo, you just want to get the avocado oil-based mayos. So Primal Kitchen and Chosen Foods are good. Always going to want to have a bottle of Bragg apple cider vinegar. There's 101 million uses for it, especially to help your hydrochloric acid. As far as coconut oil, Nutiva is really the only store brand of coconut oil that I recommend. The very best one, you would have to order it, but that's a good store brand one. So ghee is great to use for high heat cooking. Avocado oil, olive oil is great too, but you never want to cook olive oil in high heat. So again, swap out your canola oil or vegetable oil, all of those horrible oils that are detrimental to your health, with ghee, olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil. As far as dressings, Noble Made, I just like these two out of their four. It's a good one. Primal Kitchen is just a really clean line of dressings as well. So you just have a lot of options for these, and they're nice and clean. So Bragg also has some dressing as well, and those ones are okay. So I would just stick to one of those three. As far as chips, these plantain chips are just a great replacement for your potato chip. Again, look at the ingredients, just three. It's just plantain, coconut oil, and sea salt. If you want that salty crunch, definitely better than your inflammatory potatoes. And here's an example of ingredients. So these root vegetables are cooked in canola oil, which you don't want. So they might look good, but it's all about oil. You just want avocado oil or coconut oil when it comes to your chips. And again, Siete has a great brand of chips that you can do: cassava, avocado oil, very minimal ingredients, very clean and beneficial. So they have a variety, and you just want to stick to the simple ones for the most part. Once in a while, all of these other flavored ones are okay, but they just have a lot more ingredients. And Sprouts has their own grain-free chip as well, so you can try those, whatever your budget is. Yeah, we're out of like everything, but the majority is just not beneficial. So as far as bone broth, Kettle and Fire is the best bone broth at the store, but it is quite pricey, but it is beneficial. And you always so Pacific is also an okay brand. So those two at the store are okay, but you always want to just sip on a hot cup of bone broth. It's a leaky gut superfood. It's going to help just heal and slow your leaky gut and your gut microbiome. As far as pasta, they do have a grain-free cassava-based pasta. The spaghetti turns to mush, and the other ones hold pretty firm. And so that's just a cleaner if you're still wanting the pasta. That brand is okay too. You just look at the ingredients, and they're simple and clean, just lentil, pea, and zucchini. Those are okay as well. Miracle noodles are one of my favorites. You can do so many different things with them, but you just cook as it says on the instructions, and then you add in some coconut aminos and some riced broccoli or riced cauliflower with some grass-fed meat. You just peel some celery or carrots and throw it into there, and you have this nice Asian like dish going on. And so these are the coconut aminos that you can throw into those noodles and that dish. You don't want to use soy sauce. If you still use soy sauce, please stop. But these organic cocoa aminos are a great alternative. As far as tacos, you can still have tacos. You just want to eat the clean taco shells. And so Sprouts has their version, and I like that brand better than the Siete brand. But if you don't like that one, you can try the Siete. But again, ingredients, just cassava, avocado oil, and chia. Like literally, so that's it. Nice, clean, beneficial ingredients. As far as rice goes, wild rice is a great alternative to your grain rice. So wild rice isn't even a grain, it's not even rice, so it's funny how they call it that, but it's a seed from grass, and it's full of B6 and magnesium, vitamin C, and antioxidants. So you just want to soak it overnight before you cook it, and this is just a great replacement for those grains. As far as eggs go, you always want pasture raised eggs. You want them out there on the grass eating the bugs. You don't want cage-free or free range. You want to look for that pasture-raised egg, and Vital Farms is my favorite brand. Sprouts has theirs. I don't think it's as good. there's that other brand. So really just get what your budget can afford. And Happy Egg also has the pasture raised. So you want that dark yolk. If your yolk is a pale yellow, then that is just a yucky egg. You want that dark orange, and that's how you know you have a nutrient dense beneficial egg. So speaking on the coconut water I mentioned earlier, this is it. It's Harmless Harvest, and it has that pink color, and this one truly is the best one because they do not use thermal pasteurization to process it, and they don't acidify their coconut water either by adding ingredients like ascorbic acid. So that pink color is just the level of antioxidants. It's pretty neat. As far as cereal really isn't a great thing to eat much of, maybe once in a while. But again, if your kids like it, this is the better option. You just want to look for the grain-free cereals. So these are all brands that are okay. You just look for that grain-free. As far as milk goes, organic unsweetened coconut milk is going to be good, and hemp milk, and I have a video on how to make your own hemp milk. It is beyond easy. For yogurt, Colina is a really clean, good yogurt. Cocoyo is probably the best out of all the store brand yogurts. Super clean, full of probiotics, and you can just taste it. It's a little tart, but it's really, really good. You have to work your way up to desire that type of yogurt, but it is really, really good. Harmless Harvest, I don't recommend it just because it has cane sugar. Well, the other ones that I mentioned, one is stevia and the other one had maple syrup. So yes, here's the Colina one. And if you look at the ingredients, it's sweetened with organic maple syrup, which is a better option. And back to the Cocoyo, this is the plain, and it's not sweetened with anything, and that's true pure yogurt. So this is the one that I highly recommend above all the others, just because it's not sweetened with anything else and it's just pure. But if you don't like it, hopefully in time your taste buds would change and you'll come to like just plain, but if not, then just start off with the one with stevia or the maple syrup. For butter, you want it to be grass-fed, of course. So Vital Farms and Kerrygold are the two that I recommend. Vital Farms I prefer over Kerrygold, but both are good, and just literally get what's on sale. As far as cinnamon goes and just maintaining optimal health, and the best cinnamon just for health purposes is going to be Ceylon cinnamon. So about 70% of the cinnamon that North America uses, it's cassia cinnamon, and it's just because it's cheaper. But the downside is that all other varieties other than Ceylon, they have high levels of coumarin. And coumarin is just a substance that can cause liver damage or complete failure. So that is something just to be mindful of. And when you choose your cinnamon, the best one really is Ceylon cinnamon. So I always recommend for my clients to load it up when it comes to herbs and spices. And you're going to want to use 2 to 3 in each dish you make. And I have another video just going in detail more on herbs and spices and why you do want to incorporate them. So speaking on this real quick, if you get turmeric and ginger and black pepper, so these 3 will have a synergistic effect to fight inflammation. So if you just put these 3 in 1 or 2 meals a day, you will see the difference. So you just want to load up on the green ones, you guys, just variety. Like, so again, if you want to learn more about herbs and spices, find that video. As far as flours, these are my top 3. My absolute favorite is tiger nut flour, but you're going to want to do tiger nut, coconut, or cassava. So these 3 are great flour replacements. As far as sweeteners, I do have a video talking about all the sugar substitutes, and I talk about allulose on there. I talk about monk fruit, but I want to show you this to be careful because it is hard to find true monk fruit that's pure because they always add junk in it. So erythritol is a sugar alcohol that can just irritate your gut, and you don't want that. You don't want any sugar alcohols, so they just have these blends, so keep a lookout. You just want pure monk fruit. As far as coconut sugar, I talk about that in my video as well. organic maple syrup. I go into that as well, but those are all great sugar substitutes. Your organic raw honey, and also Manuka honey. I talk about that, I think, only on Instagram, but it's just a potent medicinal honey. Lots of uses. I think I talk about it here on YouTube as well. Something definitely worth getting. Tons of benefits. As far as allergies go, seasonal allergies, you want to just get New Mexico local honey and just build that up in your system, and that should make a difference. So pecan butter and sunflower butter. Those are going to be my top two nut butters. You want to stay away from peanuts. I think I might have mentioned that. Just stay away from peanuts, highly inflammatory, full of mycotoxins. All the other ones, I'm like, really, it's just pecan and the sunflower. Not really a fan of jelly. They just add a lot of sugar once in a while. At least just make it organic. But they have those options there. You just want it clean. The fresh produce wasn't that great that day that I went. There wasn't much variety. It didn't look too good, but I do prefer natural grocers produce, and I mentioned that in the Costco video. But if Sprouts is all you have, then that's great. Just stick to the organic, of course. And this is really where you want to load up and get variety, and you just want diversity, never getting the same things. And I have a video how to make a great salad, and I have another video just showing you how to eat the rainbow. And yeah, so you just want to load up on all of this, but again, I like natural grocers selection better. For your meat, lamb is a great option. It's actually really good, and you could do lots of different things with it. Of course, your regular grass-fed beef is good, bison, all of these things. I prefer to get grass-fed beef from these like packaged sources other than the Sprouts one, but whatever your budget can do. And they didn't have a great selection of the organic chicken that day that I went either, but they do have a selection there. As far as these types of sausages and meats, you just want to look for uncured and sugar-free. Usually if it has paleo on it, that's good, and it doesn't have sugar. They put sugar in everything, even in bacon. So you just want to make sure there's no sugar added, making sure it's uncured. I personally don't eat much pork, or if any at all, so I like the uncured turkey bacon, so that's a great option. As far as hot dogs, this brand is a truly great hot dog. It's an organic, uncured beef hot dog. This brand as well, you just want that uncured, grass-fed hot dog. And this is what a real hot dog should taste like, not the mystery meat hot dogs that are highly processed with a lot of other junk in it. This is a good brand for sausage. They have more options for more grass-fed organic meat. I mentioned on Instagram that meat is not the problem, it's the quality of meat. So please stay away from all of these fake meat products. The ingredients are horrific. Meat is not bad, it's the quality of meat. Here are more sausages to choose from. Applegate is just a great brand if you want to add more of those in for your breakfast. I love organic walnuts. You want organic raw walnuts or organic raw pecans or organic raw macadamia nuts. Those are my top 3 nutrient dense nuts to have that you just want to pair with some fruit. Great option. Try to stay away from as much bin foods as possible, just because they are just more likely to have other contaminations and mycotoxins. As far as beans, organic black beans, organic navy beans, and organic adzuki beans are my top 3 legumes to eat once in a while, not as your everyday staple food, but totally beneficial for once in a while as long as your digestion and everything is going great. But the benefits of sprouting, I did talk a little bit earlier about the seeds, but when you are sprouting your beans before you cook them, they're just much easier to digest, because when you sprout it, it's just breaking down the anti-nutrients that are in these foods. And it also just enhances the beneficial nutrients that are in there, and just increases that bioavailability, and just much easier to break down and digest. So definitely want to sprout your beans every time before you cook them. So that's about it. That was a quick run through. Keep in mind, if you are eliminating certain things at this point in your health journey, not everything I showed you is compliant. So just keep that in mind and always check the ingredients. Always. I hope this was helpful, and I hope it gave you ideas on what to buy next time you are at Sprouts.